Hey everyone, this is Sandip Das, and you're watching Learn Tech with Sandip either on LinkedIn or on YouTube, wherever. Just thank you for joining. And this is a weekend, and I treat this weekend session as a very casual session where you guys ask me any kind of question to cloud, DevOps, programming, and I answer them from my experience, all my knowledge that I have. Okay, and I have some predefined questions that people ask me during different sessions, and of course in message I get, I'll answer them. But if you have any kind of question related to DevOps, cloud, be it AWS, be it Azure, be it GCP, because I'm working in all these three clouds, even DigitalOcean, if you have any. So it's all welcome. If you have any questions, you can just go ahead and ask. um, and You guys already know my expertise is on cloud and DevOps and programming all combined, because I, as a freelancer, I have to work on multi-directional way. So all these things I have to work. Okay, so I'll be answering them live to you guys. If you have any question, and I'll make sure today I have time. So like, what happens normally that I have less time, so that I didn't able to answer a lot of questions. But today I have time, so don't worry. You can go ahead and ask any question that you have, and I will answer those questions. Okay. And before that, if you are joining from LinkedIn or maybe YouTube, wherever it is, just let me know from where you're joining and the location you're joining. Maybe from India, maybe out of India. It doesn't matter. Just let me know from where you're joining. And of course, if any question that you have in mind, please go ahead and ask the question. Also, I didn't able to do a lot of live these days. Previously, even last year, also I did a lot of live session, but not this year, because I was too busy with my normal work, normal projects. But anyway, that happens. It's okay, fine. I mean, getting busy is actually good for me, so it's all good. Okay. Now go ahead and ask any question that you have, and I'll just open my LinkedIn also just to make sure that I don't miss any questions. So I will just do that. Okay. Joining from YouTube, Bangalore. Thank you, Vinay. And let's see. Okay. People are joining very fast. Normally happen. It takes time. Okay. Oh, good to see you again. It's from Hitesh. I don't know whether should be choosing Node.js or GoLang. Very good question. I'll be happy to answer that. Another is from Shubhangshu, that what are the best gate practices for product environment? Any CI/CD tech stack you prefer? Which you prefer? Okay. From Pune, it's Digvijay. Really great. So let's just, this is all about question answer, right? On the stations. So, first question. Gets me again. I want to know whether should be choosing Node.js or Golang in 2024. Now, there are multiple aspects. Okay. Because for Node.js, it's about JavaScript plus Node.js, not just Node.js, because Node.js is a platform where you program using the JavaScript, right? So, opportunities wise, for web development specifically, for scripting also, I mean, Node.js have more demand. Okay, because it's an event driven system. Now Go has demand, of course, because for where there is a parallel system required, or maybe there is performance matter the most than the say some, I would say, also on on the point of resources also, you will get more developers on JavaScript Node.js than Go language, right? So there are multiple aspects. Okay. Now, as you come to the right question, that should you be going for the Node.js or Golang in 2024, I will say it's based on your what you want to work on. If you want to work on, say, system level or CLI, or for example, even web, where there is performance matter. So you want to get, say, uh, jobs which are rare but very high pay. Okay, in those cases, I will say no, Go is very good. Okay, where you will get very good paid, because not many programmers in Go, right? So you'll of course get paid, and the companies that are hiring you focusing on their application performance to the most. Okay, and where you have a lot of data to process, lot of things going on, mainly processing kind of application, there Go is actually preferred. So those cases and those applications you work on, Go is good. Now for normal web, okay, normal web application, or say normal product based application, where performance is okay required, but it's not that a factor to them too much. Okay, it's mainly the development, the speed of development is a factor. Then actually Node is getting preferred, and their JavaScript nodes. Even sometimes there is a full stack development requirements, where there is in the front end maybe they have React.js requirement, and in the back end they have a requirement, for example, um, say Node.js or Express, like Node.js with combination of Express.js or any other Excel.js, any framework. Okay, then there is Nodejs. Okay, so in terms of payment wise opportunity, I will say Go is best because you will get more payment in Go because resources are less. But if you just get more number of opportunities, then Node.js is better. Okay, that's the thing. So in 2024, make sure based on your focus you decide either to go for the GoLang or Node, the JavaScript. Again, if you want more opportunities, a bit lesser play than Go, then Node.js. If you want more payment, so more where you get better, say, hyping opportunities, then Go. Okay. So if you want, okay, about that question also, if you want to go start with something easy, I will say JavaScript Node.js is easier for some. For me, it was easy because maybe my background was from JavaScript. um, have some, I mean, I will say, even if you're just just want to learn a programming, you don't have any prior programming language, start with something even more simpler as Python, because then you have the like opportunities from the web application, data science, so a lot of opportunities. And we will develop a um, kind of develop a logic building part. Then you'll learn another programming language where it's the reality based payments like Go. You have React developers, then you get more payments. Okay, so just think about what is your current level, what you want to achieve. Based on that, you make the decision. I will say start with Python. You'll get more opportunities and you'll easily develop the logics first. Okay, then you go for Go for more opportunities and more well paid opportunities. Okay. Now, so Shubhangshu saying that what are the best case practices for prod environment? Any cloud tech stack that you prefer? Okay. So for case specifically, now there are in production wise, if you're thinking, there are a lot to cover now, and this is a very broad topic. But if you ask me, what I will say about the best kind of practices, I will say for prod environment specifically. One, put the resource limit, because what I have seen, or if you ask any senior engineers who are working with production system too much, the problem is that junior or mid senior people are not putting any limit to resource. And what happening for that, that once a application getting too much, I say application means what, your application running inside a pod, in a container in a pod. Okay, and the moment too much request come and too much processing happening in the pod, it asks for more resources from the node, right, and the scheduler. Now, sorry, controller. Then what happens, if you put no limit, it will try to like use all the resources it has. And you know what happens, then it will, what if it is auto scaling is there, then it will ask for additional resources, then there will be auto scaling going on, and that takes time, right? For in between time there will be a lot of latency and a lot of failures, right? And it, you can avoid that if you put a resource limiting. And what will be happen for that, resource will be limited, and because of that it will not kind of eat out other pods or other resources. Okay, that's one point you need to be taken care of. While for as a big practice of the case, additional thing are the templating. Okay, and templating in the sense what I mean, normally what happens, you are not just developing application for directly production, right? Before that you have staging or maybe test or QA dev, all these environments, right? What happens, people like do all this thing in a single and maybe keep a version like file name, so say deployment underscore prod or qa, like kind of that way. Don't do that. Instead, I will personally suggest you to customize, because I found it very lot easier. um, and if you think your team is having a very hard in understanding or your requirement on meeting for anything, then help. Okay, both are very good tool. Based on your requirement, you have to make a choose. Just for the templating purpose, I will say um, customize is good enough. But your requirement is like a packaging your Kubernetes solution, kind of a hosted application. Then I will say just like make a package out of it using the helm. Okay, that's one additional thing. Third point, I will say, if you're creating a cluster, okay, if you're planning to do on a say bare metal system, bare metal is in the sense what kind of you are provisioning the instances, you're controlling, you're maintaining instances. The problem with that is that any patching happens, you have to handle, and all the best practices, all that you have to handle, right? Instead, if the cost is not an issue and the company giving you free hand for the cloud solution, I will say use something like EKS or GKE or AKS. These are better. You don't have to think about or have to have a kind of pressure of controlling or managing the control node or the master node. They will be giving that. You will be only taking control of maintaining the worker nodes, and that you can automate and do auto scaling and do all this kind of thing with the help of like scripts are already available. I've shared it. Many people already share it, right? So that will be not a issue. Okay. So I will say that will be a good choice. Okay, if you just thinking of the third option, let's say add move towards the cloud. Don't do in a local like in a cloud or any environment that you have the resource limitation and all that. Okay, so prefer cloud over and prefer managed solution if you don't want the headache of it. And normally, see, if you're going to develop a solution in Kubernetes, that means company is big enough, or at least medium-sized company, which have the budget to host a solution. Because if it's a smaller application, then I will say, why? What are you running there? You could just run on a serverless system like AWS Lambda. Because if not that request or not that many processing you're doing, then what's the point having a complex CAID solution there? It just overkill of that. Like to kill a mosquito, you're putting a so what do you call it? Tope, I'd say like big gun, right? So don't do that. Just if you're it's a small application, small requirement, eventual triggering happening of the application through APIs and all that, you should be preferring serverless solution, not a Kubernetes. If it's 24 into 7 traffic going on, so much traffic, so many complex in the say navigation of the system and say routing of the system, then you choose a Kubernetes based solution, not otherwise. Okay, that's the thing. Then as I said, this is the point about not everything has a solution. Like Kubernetes is not a solution to everything. It is kind of created to solve certain problems, but too much traffic and too much request handling. Because if there is too much request, you're handling that by the say for example serverless, then it might end up like you're getting more built in serverless. And people actually come to me say our serverless is getting like huge like that. I'm saying what is the reason? And they're hosting a say application that is huge traffic, uncounted kind of traffic, and they have no control over it. And so you'll be bound to pay like that, right? If you, I mean, it's too many requests come, too many things happening in the serverless system. So a lot of things have to consider before that. Another point I will say in Kubernetes, you should be keeping the configuration very simpler. People make that unnaturally very complicated. So try to keep things simple. If you want to divide things up, like in a separate file, have the config set, in a separate file, have the deployment, in a separate file, you have the services. Always maintain like a separate file. That's why I prefer customize, because there you maintain overlay of the system and all that, which is and the different even environment based files, which make it very easy to understand and work with. Okay, kind of modular solution, I would say. Okay, that's you do. And additional point in Kubernetes production environment is that there are a lot of problems will happen. Be ready at the initial level, at least the crash loop back, that thing, the image at the beginning, image not pulling properly. Even I think another big issue you will get is that if you are pulling directly from a Docker hub, there is limitation, and most probably like us or any other companies, you're not paying Docker hub for all that pulling, right? So instead, whatever cloud you're hosting on, maybe AWS, then host that image in ECR. If it's in say Azure, then there that image repository should be based on that. That's why you will not that image related error will not come. Okay, there are a lot of points. I might just make a kind of post on like what are the common practice and the best practices for production system in Kubernetes. Okay, now from where I should start transaction from system administrator to SRE DevOps. I'm with Linux background, and actually it's a good thing if you are from a Linux background, you are actually better shape, because what will be handling in say DevOps or SREs also will be handling most of the kind of Linux servers, right? That's a good thing that you have Linux experience. Now, it is not enough to become a SRE or DevOps engineer. And SRE DevOps engineers shares very common kind of skills and requirement. For example, of course, Linux you already have. That's a very good thing. Then there's a programming requirement of creating automated script. Kind of people prefer first it's a shell scripting, then there is a high level programming, for example Go or say Python or Java, whatever any backend popular backend programming language. But for DevOps and SRE, I think Python and Go is the most preferred. Okay, then there is the kind of a cloud automation, cloud resource automation using infrastructure as a code. For example, of course, cloud is a requirement. I always almost omit that. But any one cloud, if or any targeted cloud that you want to become, suppose you want to become a AWS cloud DevOps engineer. So AWS stack for DevOps and all the code services or special services that you want to be aware of. If it's Azure, then Azure DevOps. In GCP, then GCP DevOps related tools. Those you have to consider. Other than that, the automation that infra as a code tool, as I say. So there is Terraform, all my always personal favorite Terraform. Now there is OpenTofu coming, which is not stable yet, but maybe in near future you want to go for that option. Based on requirement, is not like you should now run to there. No. For normal companies, should not be that much worried about new Terraform license changes, so it's okay. Then, other than that, I will say the in the configuration as code automation using Ansible, or I mean, there are two like vgrand, Shiv, and all that. But Ansible is the most preferred. So I will also, and see, Ansible playbooks are so easy, so easily can be integrated with anything, be it AWS, be it Azure, be it any other cloud, be it just like core shell scripting. You can do that very easily. Okay, that's why it's most preferred. That one, and observability and monitoring using any tool that is required, as the Prometheus, Grafana, then Loki as a logging tool, or maybe the cloud specific tool. For example, CloudWatch, CloudLog Insights, lot of other tools here. But Azure and GCP will be different. So you should be focusing on those things too. Okay. Then you might be in a better position for the SRE and DevOps opportunities. Okay. I might miss like something, but say another, of course, the Docker, like containerization using Docker, and container orchestration using Kubernetes is kind of very hot these days today. Okay. So all this skill you have to learn to get a very good opportunity in cloud DevOps space. Okay. It's a kind of appreciation comment. Hi, Sandeep. Thank you for the session on GoLang. They're really good. Thank you very much. I wanted to make it very good. Okay. And, you know, people ask me sometime one question, very good question. I'm not saying the bad question, that Sandeep, why not make a this 10-minute, 20 minutes session on GoLang or any programming language? I say it's not my cup of tea. I mean, I cannot explain so many complicated things and so many things in just very fast forward. I mean, I usually speak very fast, but that doesn't mean just I will just quickly go over and every time. I mean, sometimes I do very fast things, but sometimes I feel no, it's not good thing for learners. For learners, it's okay to be the length to be long. Like last the GoLang day 2 was I think around 2 hours, and people might not watch it. That's fine. Whoever are serious learning grow, they will definitely grow over that. Whoever not serious, it's okay. I mean, it should not be that factor that okay, I have to make it short so most people can view it. Just viewing is not enough. You have to view the entire thing. You have to practice each and everything if you want to learn Go practically. Okay, so that's okay. If it's long, very few people watch it, fine. And many people get benefited. Say some people got benefits. Say finally they understood the pointers logic. Somebody understand the struct logic. That is important, and that should be enough. Even the channel part, the concurrency part, which I'll be covering in a Geta Dev in the day 3 video, which I'm going to list tomorrow. Something happened. I had to like some copy edition. I had to pull it back and start editing. Okay, and again it's releasing, so it takes time. So it's okay. You will see that is much better. I'm going to very depth of arrays, slices, the maps. Okay, API development a bit, very small part at the beginning, and you already know that. You guys should know that in this repo, slide share screen, and yeah, this is the place where actually my like all these things are, like say the one what I've covered here. This is a repo. Okay, this is a GitHub repo that you can see. I mean, I will share also, just if you are new to this and you want to learn GoLang, then first look at what I'm covering and what I've covered. Day 2 is already covered. Day 3 I'm going to release tomorrow. Then day 4 I'm preparing today. I prepared the content from the last few days. Today I was finalizing things, and this is like day 4, day 5, day 6. Keep going on to day 16. Some request coming as a pull request. I've seen it. It's not like I'm not seeing it. I saw that somebody suggesting, and it's okay. Okay, I will try to cover whatever I can, and as soon as I can. Okay, just have the patience. Okay. Now, okay, let's go to the next question. Is it I recently completed my MCA? I have choose AWS for cloud. It's good. And next I will learn DevOps, which is good. As a fresher, will there be easy to get a job as a fresher in DevOps? Okay, let me tell you one story. Okay, there's one person who's not from like, even I'm not from the tier 1 or tier 2, even tier 3. Okay, I'm as a kind of I learned my degrees from IGNU, and I did my MCA from St. Xavier's. But to be honest, for me also, well, not for me, not just also for me, it was really, really tough getting cracked for a kind of fresher developer long time back. Even now, these days, the competitions are very super high. Like there are a lot of people and less opportunities for freshers. But there are opportunities, like there is no opportunities, no, not like that. There are opportunities, but thing is not easy. Nothing is easy. Okay, you have to keep giving interviews repeatedly, maybe 20, 30 times. Then you get a 2 to 3 opportunities. Out of that, also maybe one you want to apply, or maybe want to join. So don't take it that it will be easy thing. Expect it to be tough. Expect to be a learning experience, because you will see a lot of failures, and it's okay, because in the failures you'll be learning. You'll be get used to failure. That is more important than one success. Okay, getting used to fail, and you will see one success eventually come. So hang in there, practice. I'm sharing a lot of things. Like, there are a lot of my friends like Shubham, Cloud Champ, Nasi. So and then there are a lot of other people like what do you call it, Nana. Like a lot of people are there sharing good tutorials, good courses. And what I'm saying that learn from all this. Okay? These days you don't have to go for a paid course, okay? Because what you can get in the paid course, and there's a lot more in the free courses. Okay, I've seen it. I use some for use for some references. And I say, okay, I'm covering more than that. So I'm saying there are a lot of people sharing openly. You can learn from them, practice it, then give interviews, see what you're failing, keep note of what you're getting fail. And this is very important. If you don't keep track of what you're failing, you will be never get your dream position. You have to track of what you're not able to perform, do, and all that. Keep doing that. After 20 15 20 try, you'll see the success happening magically. Okay, but for that reason you have to work hard, keep failing. So use that part. Okay, nothing is easy, and specifically DevOps space for freshers, because DevOps they seek some kind of experience, maybe SDLC, development flow, some kind of background in development. They highly prefer. Where of course there are fresher opportunities, but it's tough to get one. Where they will be asking, do you know cloud? Do you know how to automate the cloud? Do you have scripting experience using Python or Go? They will be asking all that. So get ready. Okay, does it also to go for DevOps in 2024? I mean, I'm confused between machine learning, web dev, and DevOps. Also doing DSA. Now, to be honest, in DevOps, small or medium companies, they don't even care you know DS or not. They just want to be sure that you can perform that certain task, like CI/CD, for example, some scripting generation, some log extraction, and getting meaningful data from that. So all these things they care about. They don't care about this now. Any big company like Fangmang, say Amazon, Google, those companies like their first interview phase is like, do you know DSA? Do you can perform all these things? So that is the thing. If that is your target, of course you have to do DSA. Now, if you are thinking between going for machine learning, web dev, and DevOps, I will say machine learning still highly paid than DevOps field. Okay, it's not like that a senior engineering in DevOps earning less than the machine learning, but initially the earning potential is higher in the machine learning. Okay, of course that comes with added complexity, added more learning than DevOps. So you have to see where your interest lies. If you are interested in, like, say making the production, like say DevOps pipelines in CI/CD pipelines, working on some automation thing, working on with the servers, some programming involvement, then it's okay for DevOps. If you're more interested in developing web application, websites, then it's web development should be going. Now if you have very good understanding of statistics, math, then you know, like, you can generate the models from the very scratch. You are very more most interested in machine learning, then go for it. So it's more about the combination of what you're interested in, because all these three fields are actually still thriving, still have many jobs opportunities, paying very well. It's at where your interest lies. You have to do that and what you're capable of. It's like, for me, for example, if you ask me go for the machine learning, I'll be not able to do, because I have zero interest in machine learning. I can see, if you challenge me or say sometime works, I mean, I also work for I think 7 or 8 months for a machine learning company, where I had to perform different tasks using create CI/CD pipeline for the machine learning flow, the host their application, and of course certain challenges. I did it. Okay, because it is part of my job. Not if they ask me to create a model from the scratch, I cannot, because I have no idea, experience, or my too much interest in what they do. That it's not my cup of tea. But any DevOps related thing, I'll be taken care of. Okay, so it's has to be like that. So it's all your interest. If you're interested in machine learning, go for machine learning. go for the web development. If you're interested in web development, go for DevOps if you have the interest in it. All pays are well. Uh, Now, the first question: what is Go for the Go? Go language actually getting used for machine learning, for web development, for DevOps. It is good for all three. It's fine. Now, the deciding factor, there are other programming languages like Python, there is JavaScript and Go. The only biggest benefit you will get in Go, the developers are less and Go performance is higher than all other programming languages because of this multi-threading specifically and channeling. So, and it's also one another very interesting solution in Go is that uh, for Go, you just have to generate the final binary. It's like for Node.js, you have to have the Node.js binary present and a lot of other setting up involvement and scaling challenges are there. But for Go, I found it very like from years of experience, I'm telling, is very easy to build, is very easy to deploy, and very easy to manage. That's one of the biggest selection or the biggest reason people choose Go over other programming language because of this build generation is binary size and is the capability of scaling. Okay, because the application that you're developing, that has to be scalable along with the servers and the configuration that you do. Okay, so that everything is important. I will say for 2014, yes, Golvia. Another like of course the Python and JavaScript. Like in the top three, if you ask me the programming languages, Go will be one of the top three. So it's good to go. It's Sumit from US. Thank you for joining. So Sandeep sir, feeling scared because my concept are clear related to DevOps and AWS, but while making project, I don't understand things. Okay, and this is actually a very legit question, by the way, Jay. You ask a very good question. The thing is that people learn things from YouTube, from say different online course providers. The thing is that though they also most of the cases, even if they give projects, very simpler projects. Okay, so that and everybody doing this, and you're kind of a guided way doing this. Okay, so you can do that thing, but the thing is that it's not just sometimes, most of the time in a job or in actual challenges, they'll give something they'll that you have never done, and that is the kind of you get scared like, I can I do it or not, I can perform well or not. And let me tell you, it is okay to have that. You know why? Because when I also started as a developer, junior developer, I didn't able to do a lot of things. That's why you have seniors. That's why you have the that's why they pay you less than the seniors, because they are there to guide you in those crucial things. Now, um, now while working on projects, you will be having challenges, there will be some helping hand. Now there is chat gpt, there is all like what how we solve it. Like not sometime even the senior engineers are not available, and we have to learn ourselves, we have to solve ourselves. So what we did, we did Google, we did Stag, like previously it was Stag of not chat gpt, and is whatever means are there to learn and perform and solve the problems. Okay, so I will say you have to learn it and solve it. Even though at the beginning it feels challenging, but as the day move, I mean, as the days goes, as you keep working on things, it will become simpler and simpler. Nothing will become simpler over the night, but over the years it will become simpler to you. Okay, so hang on, keep doing it. Try to solve the problem by yourself as much as you can. If not, take a helping hand from the seniors or other people. That will be the right way to go, and it's okay to have that fear and getting scared, and that's kind of a learning step. Okay, do it, but keep doing things, keep try to solve this, and keep performing. Then you will see things are getting easier. Okay, and it's common for everyone, by the way. We also, as a senior engineer, sometimes suddenly getting a project which you had never worked on, we also get feared that what will be the challenges, and they ask our estimate like it's a never work problem, and they say, Sandeep, when you can deliver it. I say, okay. Let us see all the requirements. I ask all the question. Most of the time I give the proper say estimation, I deliver it. Sometimes it fails, and it can happen because there are uncertainties in some projects where it's okay to fail, but you have a learning experience so that you never fail again in the similar problems. Okay, it's okay to get scared, just keep working on it. Okay, best tools to learn in 2024 in terms of it's a DevOps and cloud. I'll say okay, there are a lot of good tools. I will say still Terraform is a very good tool. I mean, as if you want to get job in the current market or in the 2024 market, there is Terraform, there is Ansible, there is Kubernetes. Still, Docker is very relevant. There should be having that. Um, Now, what addition tool I will say? Um, Other than that, there is Argo CD it's related to Kubernetes, but Argo CD also in very good demand. I think these are the thing now. Cloud wise, of course, AWS is the most preferred cloud service provider for opportunity. Also, a lot of opportunities. In of course, it has like any. I mean, any three or all three. I will say, if you get master at least one cloud and have working experience, at least the knowledge level experience in say other two clouds, you'll have a very good opportunities in your hand. Okay. Now, hi Sandeep. So the session in GoLang, they're really good. Thank you. What your suggestion or advice on to transition to immediate expert engineer in cloud and DevOps world? Are there any website or links to reach for mentorship? If there are any question and doubts, actually, yeah. I mean, there is top in what is it called? Topmate. You will find me. I think the link is in my YouTube channel top section or buy me coffee. You can just go there and ask for that thing. And what is suggestion transition to intermediate expert engineer? Now, see, there is of course no shortcut. By the way, I'm just telling you the beginning. You have to work on hands-on projects, real projects to become expert because the thing you learn from the courses and all that are still conceptual basic things. Okay, there are kind of pieces. Now you have to join the pieces, make solution to become expert in anything, be it say in cloud or DevOps as a automation engineer or anything. Okay, when you're expert in that thing, you have to work on the real projects. Okay, then only become expert. And the joining and the just getting hands on initially, you're just getting started, basic level or medium level. To become expert, you need real projects to work on. Then only you can become expert. Okay. Okay, then okay, let me share the top mid link also. I think that, I mean, I was initially giving in the LinkedIn, but not that I want to get too many requests. I keep the prices a bit high at the beginning because otherwise I have to do a lot of this session. I'll be not able to make contents or normally I can work on normal box. So kind of international thing. Okay, whoever super serious for them only. Okay, only AWS and Linux are getting AWS and Linux are getting the DevOps or cloud jobs. Actually, no. See, DevOps is a very vast field, and there is Azure DevOps, there is GCP DevOps, there is multi-cloud requirements are there, migrations are there. Like the many projects which you have to migrate from GCP to AWS or AWS to GCP or AWS to Azure or Azure to like this way. There is multi-cloud requirements are there. Then as a CI/CD solution, there is GitHub, it's like GitLab CI/CD, GitHub. There is like Jenkins. A lot of tools are there. Okay, TeamCity, and this requirements will be always there. Now, what my suggestion always is that for any category, you learn the top thing. For example, CI/CD, you learn the GitHub action and Jenkins, you'll be in a very good hand. For the say infra as a code, you learn Jenkins. Sorry, you learn Terraform. You'll be very good for configuration of code out of say Ansible, SaltStack. Then there is vgrant, Salt. I mean other stuff. You just learn the Ansible. You'll be good hand. Same for the cloud also. In any of these three cloud, always go for the top one at the beginning. Then you will have more opportunities. The thing is that initially cracking into something, be it DevOps, be it programming, be it anything, initial cracking is very tough. And this is true for any profession. I'm saying, not just cloud DevOps or the such things. Any profession initially is tough. Once you crack it, once you work for a few years, you will get a hang of it. Okay, and it takes time, but it's okay. Just go through that. Just go through the process. Going through the process and learning, making learning is a part of your kind of culture. Kind of so it's a learning culture that you have to develop. Okay, then you'll be in a good hand. Is AWS knowledge is enough to get into cloud domain? I think yes. If you have very good knowledge in AWS and you at least you can crack into AWS domain, and then if you have interest for the multi cloud or other cloud, you can go for that. It's a good thing. Okay, which language is good for backend development? GoLang or Python, which is preferred in most big companies. In most big companies, and these two are super popular. But if you ask me, if it's a kind of software development company or product company, you will see it's. I mean, product of what? It product in applications where it is processing a lot of data, a lot of kind of model processing, a lot of processing kind of jobs are heavy. Then they prefer Golang. If this is more of a data structure, a lot of libraries they needed for say this data science and all that, then Python is preferred. So it's always the kind of best use case which approach. What is the requirement they will go? It's not like we are asking them to go for Golang, they will go for Golang. No, you have to give a good reasoning why you should be go for Golang. Similar Python, you have to like when the common company hiring for any particular language, that means they have some kind of solution application that they were developing in some certain language, then they have a requirement, that's why they're hiring. But if a company suddenly come to me and says something, you're a kind of polyglot, which is you work on all most of the top programming languages, suggest me what is the programming language is good for my solution or my problem or my application. Then I have to understand what is the application is doing, what is application requirement, what is supposed to do. Okay, then we make a decision. Okay, not before that. So it has to involve all these steps. Now if you ask me which language is good for backend development, I will say both are very good. If you are saying the kind of more well paid, I will say Golang, because developers are still not that many in Golang. In Python a lot of more developers, so payment wise Golang. uh, Performance wise, if you say in backend application, I will say again, it's sometimes based on the programmer what who's programming that. But in general, backend application performance is better in Golang. Okay, so in terms that will say go for Golang. But if you're just like just starting with the programming at the beginning, I will say start with Python, because you'll learn very quickly. It will develop your basic programming skills. Then you go for the Go, and you will learn very easy to learn Go. Okay, and anyway, if you just there's some saying that way, but if you just want to get started, go. Of course, that is also welcome. Be my guest. There are a lot of courses, including mine, where you can learn from scratch, even though you don't have any programming background. Okay, so Indraji is saying that our CI/CD pipeline in real production are the same as we've seen in YouTube videos. All I see on there are using Jenkins, GitLab, SonarCube, TV, creating a Docker image, then publishing to GitHub repo. Then K8 is some real companies too. Actually, yes. I mean, normally what happens, the company will have, uh, for example, normal application. Okay, it's not the Docker part. So there are the builds running. Okay, so for example, there are farmer builds, or maybe there are some sort of binary they're generating, and that's you have to generation is CI. So CI is what? The continuous integration. Continuous integration, what happens? It on any change in the code, the CI pipeline will pull the code from the source. Okay, could be GitHub, GitLab, could be any Git hosted repository. Then it runs some certain commands to do processing or to make the final build. It could be any binary format, okay, .exe, .sh, I mean, not .sh, .bean, or any kind of final binary based on what you're targeting on. Could be farmer, could for any IoT device, could be for a web application that you are generating final build to run on different instances of servers. Could be Docker image if you are going to deploy that in a ECS or EKS or GK, any Kubernetes solution. It's based on the requirement, okay. Then inside that particular, say if it's for normal application, then for normal application to make it ready to deploy, you might have to install the dependencies, then you have to remove and run some test cases, and those are all shown in this CI/CD pipelines on in this YouTube video. So which is, I mean, it has to be a kind of workable solution, and most people have the work on this kind of project and they're doing it, it's fine. But every company have their unique requirements, so you have the basic understanding of the CI/CD pipelines, then you learn about the company's CI/CD requirement, and you're merging that or you're developing a solution. It's not like always a copy and paste and then running it. Sometimes you have to understand the company requirement, what is their final requirement or final goal. Based on that we adjust the scripts. And then if it's just a final binary need to be deployed in an IoT application, we are generating and exporting that build to S3 or maybe other places, and then you're notifying different say release point or maybe the engineers out there. So could be any part with approval of that. You test the builds and approve it, then it go to the end device or edge devices. That is one thing. If it's for the web application, similar kind of flow, the final build getting generated, the solution could be deployed to a test or say QA environment, then QA tested, and QA or release manager, the QA manager, release manager test it thoroughly, they approve it, it go to pre-release or pre-prod, then some high level testing goes on, and then if all seems well, it go to production. Okay, so this there are different flows, and which is I mean, I have seen a lot of I have my own CI/CD videos, and I've seen a lot of other people's CI/CD videos. So mostly they covered that only, right? Which is okay. So it's very nearer to the company requirements. But as I say, every company have their own requirement. You have to customize that to company's requirement and company needs. Okay. Which languages between Golang and Python is used in the development in most companies? Which should be focused on? See, if you say what getting used in most companies, I will say it's two. Not, I mean, of course, the Python and JavaScript Node.js. If you say then is Golang is not there, it's of course. I mean, see, Kubernetes developed using Golang, the Docker getting utilized, the actual application, be it UI, I mean GUI, or be it the services and all that, of course, Golang. And it's a company's requirement again. Okay, it's the company or the application requirement. What is the requirement? Is it processing too many things? Is it more of a data science related application? Is it more of a web application? And that's how you decide it. But kind of, if you say the performance wise, the preferred one, Golang, I will say. If you say the event processing wise, I will say Node.js, JavaScript. If you say more of the wide language support and easy to write and quickly deliver thing, then I'll go for the Python. It's all about the requirement you have. Okay, think that's one thing. And which of them should be focused on? I will say, if you want to become a DevOps engineer, let's say develop plugins for different solution or development applications, then Go is preferred. If you're developing high performance backend system, then Go is preferred. But if you're going to work on, say, some kind of small data processing, small application development, or medium application development, then Go is Python is preferred. It's all, again, I'm saying this with that, but it's all company requirement. But most of the companies, when performance matter the most, those companies and those applications prefer to Go. That's you have to remember. So it's a feeling scared because of my concept are clearly to DevOps and all, but while making projects, I think I answered the question also just a few minutes back. See, it's again fine to have if I'm scared. And while working on projects, you'll be failing a lot of times. But you work on the projects, try to deliver it, get feedback on the clients or say whoever you're working on, slowly improve it, and you see things getting shaped. It will take time, not will happen. I mean, if you say, okay, the things that people develop in hackathons are different, and people as a engineers who develop for clients are different, because in the clients are developing, there are multiple feedback loop. They will keep asking for changes and changes and changes. We have to deliver the changes. Then we have to make sure performance are quite good, and a lot of other factors, right? So it will be, I mean, you will see challenging challenges at the beginning. It's all fine. That's part of the thing. Okay, don't feel so much scared. It's okay to get scared, but think that scare is a part of, it's very common to have. You have to work on, you have to keep making solution, take help as required, and deliver it. That should be your focus. Okay. Another from what's on LinkedIn. What makes Golang superior in most or to most programming language? Which specific feature? I would say the performance is Go is quite good, and the multi-threading programming specifically in Go, I'm a fan of that. It's so fast, and the final build it generates, it's so smaller and so efficient than other programming languages. Of course, there is Java, there is which also make the jar files, but I found the execution of Go is much better. And I make a video. I'm planning the content also ready of how this Go execution and programming works. I will of course cover. Okay. I want to learn Go, but I'm not able to focus. Okay. The thing is that these days the the focus I mean, we get easily distracted, and then a lot of things. If you can start listing about it, cannot be. I mean, it's endless list. Okay. Now, how I will share how I do it. Okay. So I put my, like, normal cases, if it's too much noisy, I put my headphone on, so play some music slowly, not too much loud, some slow music, and then I focus. I keep coding. Sometime it's sometimes I have to do go out, but what I do so that I don't lose my focus when I come back, I have my notebook. It's normal in MacBook or any Windows. You have Note, right? Notebook is common everywhere. I put what I did or what was the next thing I was supposed to do. And next time when I come back from the distraction, I'm again back to like what I did. I have put the note here. I copy from there. Even I use something gist. I share with my mentees or other people also. I use the gist list in GitHub also for the note keeping part. So that I use this laptop or my laptop in the bags. I always, I mean, I remember things that way. So I give a note of that. So keep a note. Try to get less distracted, try to watch less Netflix videos. Otherwise, if you watch the series, you have this is so addictive. The design such addictive way. If you watch one episode, you have a urge to watch other episode rather than learning and focusing on it. So try to like so cut off the source of it. If you don't go to watch Netflix and don't pay for subscription, maybe, so you'll be not that distracted, right? As I say, these days are even mobile phone and the watches are very notification. So there is in the watch also do not disturb mode is there. On that where you're learning things, that will be also beneficial. Okay, as I say, there are many lists of getting distracted, like reasons, and there are different ways to get out of this distraction. So specifically while learning Go program, I will say put on like silent all the phones, maybe, or maybe say disable notification system. Then whoever course, my course or whatever people course you're watching, open that. When I'm saying showing something, say even so in my if you go to my Go repo, all the source code that I've tried are there. You pull that changes from there, you try to execute it at the beginning. That then you try to write, but by yourself that thing, exact same thing, by just remembering all that thing that I've did. And you will be failed at the beginning, then try to understand what you failed or what you're missing. Try to again see my video or see other people content and try to do run that again. And that's how we learn. That we learn the same way. And the important thing, that the less noisy is the better. Okay, so again, it's your condition. I'm not that much sure what you're going through, but if you are not able to focus, try to focus by while learning. Pause the video, don't just watch the everything at first. If you are having an understanding in learning and understanding, okay, just pause the video, try what you did, then go for the next one. It's okay to be late learner, but be a good learner. Okay, that's more important. Off topic, Sandeep bhai. How much a minimum tenure it will take to prepare for the CK? I'm done with the Docker and container. So, I think around 2 to 3 months. I think good enough. I know many. I mean, I trained some people. So 2 to 3 months they will do crack this. It's good enough. If you're focusing good way. Sandeep, can you tell me real way how to CSV would actually work? The thing is that the thing we make video, any people make videos, those are all real ways. It's always the company requirement that makes or that make us to prepare a new version of the CI, a new entirely new CI/CD pipeline based on all the company requirement. But the video I show, a video any other creator show, the also is the same way only. Okay, either they use Jenkins or either they use the GitLab CI/CD or use the GitHub part, GitHub. Um, the all the things are same way. Okay, now if you can be more accurate, what you exactly want to know, I can answer that part. Okay? But you have to be very or more accurate what you're asking. Otherwise, you'll get a big okay. What could be a better approach for taking up CK? CK is more of a practice oriented. Okay, it's you will see a question like how to make a backup, how to cordon and say how to upgrade the version, how to deploy, how to update or patch it, all related to this. Okay, I will say your approach to CK or CKD is has to be practical. Do practice a lot. Use skill.sh or learn from this Mumchat courses, which are excellent there. Okay, practice a lot. You'll see within 1 or 2 months, even max to max 3 months, will be easily cracking CK. I'm guaranteeing you. Okay, just to practice a lot. It's from Ashish. Which one I should choose when Python Go? If the platform is Azure, if the platform is Azure, go for the Python because the most of the libraries, the SDK they're developing has the support for the like Python will have the support for any cloud actually, so you'll get a good answer. Okay, but if your focus is to be developing performance application, multi-parallel processing things, so good at data structure and all that, then Go language I would prefer. Of course, like Python also have it, but performance-wise, my preference will be Go. I'm a system administrator aiming for the cloud development. Which one should learn Python or Golang? I will say start with Python for Azure. If you like in future also, just why not you expand your skill set? Because if you learn more, if you have more knowledge, your horizon will be not limited. You will be not a what do you call it, frog in a well. So learn a lot of things so that you can explore more opportunities. That should be your strategy. How much does a DevOps engineer require programming language? So basically, I mean, of course, any programming basic, you have to understand the basic function, loops, keywords, and all that. Then at least the data processing part. Suppose you're getting, I mean, data or fetching data from the databases or fetching data from the third-party APIs, processing data, JSON data, or say YML data. Those things you has to be master. Okay, that is the minimum requirement. And then how to execute says scripting by programming, that is also the part you have to take care, and this is more than enough. Okay, sometime very rarely I will say requirement come related to data generation or say graph generation, then also you can practice. Okay, but most important things is about the all about the data processing part, which will be the most common you have to handle. Okay, or maybe invoking some APIs, or so using some cloud SDK to create services, destroy services. Those are the requirement. Again, it's all based on the client requirement or the project requirement or the application requirement you have to handle. So these are the things you'll most commonly see in programming. Okay, so why don't you complete the course in Go? You take months for one video, then in the month for next videos. What is that? You start paid batch. No, the thing is that I'm even trying to avoid, because see, I'm not a kind of full-time content creator. I have my normal project in the sense I'm working in a lot of freelancing projects, right? Where I get the money. I don't get any of much and not even any of money, to be honest, from the YouTube thing. So to feed my family, to pay all the bills, I not just depend. I will say I mostly I'm more interested in working on different projects to gain more knowledge, and whenever I get chance I share it. Sometimes it takes 1 month, sometimes it might take 2 months. It's okay, because I'm not a full-time content creator. Whenever I have chance I share my views, share my knowledge, make different courses, but that's not my need. That's I do whenever I feel like it. Okay, what I'm more interested, or I'm more focused in actually working in different projects and delivering them. And it sometimes if the work push it too much, I may not even make any content. I mean, even happen. Many, I think last 2 or 3 months also, if you see, I'm working on more projects than making more content. It's all okay. So the thing is that I don't make too much money or any money at all, to be honest, from any of the content that I do. Just okay, I'm just not doing for money. It's just about sharing. Some people have very urgent requirement, very serious about learning and everything, and there's a paid batch of only 10 people. Out of that, only say 5 6 people stay, which is okay, because the more limited I can more focus on teaching. Even I was planning for only taking 2 or 3 people on this next batch, because I'm not getting too much time working on projects. If I more focus on this, make content, making too much content, all that. So it's all about focus. Okay, my focus is more on actually working on freelancing projects and gain more knowledge, and then make content where we get chance. It's not about making content to survive. I'm not that person. Okay, so it will complete. It may take time. So be patient, I will say. How much programming language proficiency does a DevOps engineer require? Currently, I'm learning Python along with data structure and algorithm. It's good. Similarly, I'm diving deep into the fundamental JavaScript, which is it the is the current approach? Okay, it's from the side Amo. Now, how much language proficiency? I think there's a similar question just few minutes back. Now, again, important part is what it's about. Any programming that you learn, of course you have to learn about the basics, variables, how to define or declare the variables, how to work with the loops, if statements, for loops, and all that. Conditional, what do you call it? Then learn about their package management and all that. Then develop logic, business logic for that, using conditional variables and all that. Then mainly data process. So you normal cases that DevOps you have to do, we have to fetch data from the external sources, be it database, be it from third-party APIs. So how to call third-party APIs using different packages of the particular programming language, and then process it in Java, YML, whatever, JavaScript, sorry, JavaScript, it's a JSON or YML. Those things are what you require. Okay, and sometimes, of course, as a requirement of the cloud application, you have to work with the cloud SDK, be it AWS SDK, maybe Boto 3, or maybe Go SDK for AWS. So you have to work with those SDK, create resources, destroy resources, update resources, or patch it, maybe generate graphs, all that data matrices. That all you have to do. And it's good to learn. I will say I will not be against the DSA. It's very good to learn DSA. That way, if you are interested and you're able to learn, then you can apply for the bigger companies. Of course, Python is good. if you are learning Python along with JavaScript, so you can, for example, there is a requirement of full stack development where in the front end you have to use JavaScript, maybe React or maybe Angular, and the back end they have a requirement for the Python using maybe Flask or Django. Then you're a good choice, good programmer will get the or grab the opportunities. It's always good to learn more things and focus that you're enjoying the most, or you can see the you're getting more opportunities. That you should be focused. Okay. Now, sir, please make some real-time DevOps projects. I also want to, man, but to be honest, I have like uh, also working on different my projects, right? I do actually share. I mean, even if you see that in my YouTube on say three-tier application development on say using what do you call it? Using EKS and Terraform, which is a very nearer to real life application development, and I've used the same project for different client also. You can go for that. Other than that, I have plans, but man, I am a full-time freelancer. I have a family to feed on. I have to pay tons of bill for a lot of things, and I'm good at freelancing. So I'm doing that. Whenever getting chance, I'm making content. So be patient. I'll be doing that, but it might take time. Be patient. That's my only thing I can say. Okay. I will do, but be patient. Okay, bro. To start a company with DevOps, bro, company best company to start with DevOps for freshers. Okay. So you want me to tell you what is the best company to start? Now, actually, there are a lot of companies. Now, in companies also, mainly two kind of companies. One is a service-based company and it's a product-based company. If you ask me what kind of company is best, I will say, of course, go for the product-based company. You will learn more. You will face unique challenges, and you'll get paid more. But that doesn't mean I'm dishing the or saying negativity in the service-based. If you don't able to land on the product-based company, you go for the service company. Then ultimately what service-based companies are also working with product-based companies only, but it's just like you from one project you may move to next project next day, you're not sure, a bit of jumping here and there, so maybe will be difficult at the beginning, but you'll get used to it. So whatever your preference, you can select. But if you want to learn more, stay like very focused on something certain particular things, maybe a tech stack particularly, go for a product-based company. And there are a lot of companies out there. Now, if you ask me the best companies, okay, then I will say, of course, go for Amazon, go for Google. I know it's tough, by the way, but if you can crack it, that is the best thing you can do. So why not go for them? Okay. Okay. The next question is, bhai, time kaise manage kare? Any tips to focus on learning different things at a time? Now, for the challenges of learning, okay, if you want to learn too many things at once, you cannot. And I also don't do that way. If I am learning say Python at a time, for the next 2 or 3 hours I'll be focusing on Python and later things, not I'll suddenly jump to Terraform or say Kubernetes. So when you're learning something, be focused to that particular step. If you're learning Go, focused on Go. If you're learning until unless you're working with the AWS SDK or Cloud SDK. If you're learning say Python, focus on Python. If you're learning on Terraform, then focus on Terraform plus AWS related. So when you're learning something, be focused on that. Don't try to learn too many things at once. Okay, that is one thing. Then is that if you're a working person, and I mean most of, I mean I'm also people just ask me a question that why don't you completely like it's taking for 1 month, because I have my preferences. So you should have all the preferences. Like your job is your preference because you have to feed family and all that. So you do that. You cover your job first. Then maybe for me, I mean, I also share one post on LinkedIn saying that see, in normal weekends, people enjoy, people go for say, vacations. For me, I have to work on only on Saturday because I don't have other time. Because every other day I have to meetings and meetings, work on projects. I don't have that much time. Very little time. Then also I do some editing on say the very night and all that. So I don't have that much many time. So whenever I get time, maybe in the night, 1 or 2 hour, maybe in the morning I used to, but now I'm going to gym, so morning time cut off. Then in the weekends only I have full time. So from morning to around night, at least on the Saturday, I don't go out this much. I stay in my house. I learn things. I research. And say I have. I'm going through, say, for example, these books, which is Go and learning Go and say hands-on Go and DevOps handbook when I was preparing this Go course. And So I'm learning on the weekends if I cannot manage to learn all the things in a normal weekdays. So you have to find a day, find a time when you are most productive, where you can learn, you can focus on learning. And just one day on Sunday, I have to take my daughter out, take my wife out. Otherwise, they're getting angry. So you have to manage everything because there's no other option, man. So what I will say, uh, focus on one thing at once. For example, you're focusing on learning Go, then focus on maybe a weekend where you have to need more focus and more time in Go. If you're learning, say, a lot of other tools, for example, um, Terraform, then give 2 or 3 days continuously to Terraform. For example, Monday, Tuesday, and all that, we're getting 1 hour. So one day each, you give focus to all these 3 days to Terraform, and then practice it over the weekend if you want to. You don't have to forcefully learn Go other things or other things. Just stick to learning one thing very clear, very concise, and very proper way. Then you move to the next thing. The problem with learning too many things at once, you learn nothing. Okay, what I've seen, I have worked with too many experienced professional, too many content creator, too many people. Okay, what I found, they're focused person. When they're learning something, they're learning on that particular thing. After learning that properly, they're moving to next. That only, I mean, I also found that is the better way. I do the same thing. Okay, Google is on Google. Welcome. What scope we have if we learn AWS AI or Azure AI services? Are those really competitive each AI and ML? Oh, wow, that's a gem question. Now the thing is that if you see all this buzz about generative AI application, and see as an engineer what we are doing, or as a cloud engineer or say solution architect, what we are doing, we are not doing that much thing. We are just getting the service and integrating it, not using this. Is that is enough to give us a job in AI space? No, man. You are not the engineer who developed that model or logic. That will not bring you a job. So what can bring you a job? See that service along with other CEC2, or you're running somewhere to train the model, or maybe getting a model, a final model engineering, and then developing application that can work along with the model. You get the final output. There you get the job as a cloud engineer, okay, or maybe application developer. So you have to see there are many services out of that. For example, ML also, you use the you have your data set, you have some programming skill, you're giving feeding them data and using those data modeling and all that too. Then the final model and using that model for different purposes, then it's making sense. Just knowing one particular service and knowing how to use that is not enough. You have to make something out of it, then only it become valuable to you, or that can give you job. Okay, now all cloud have their own services, and whatever company, I mean, and every service have their cost involvement. Okay, what solution is proper for your problem or your use case, you have to select that, and you have to see that fitting your budget. If it's too much costly, if you don't have anything, any money in pocket, how to pay for the services? If the company doesn't have the budget, how can you pay for that? You're not using the services for your own self, right? You're just going to use that for a company requirement. Learning is okay, but you're thinking of applying something that has to be company's requirement. That's why you're applying it. So, or maybe if you're developing your project, right? So, what I will see, of course, is a very competitive space. There are a lot of services. As a engineer, where you should focus, we'll learn it. It's fine, but unless you work with actual application with these services, you are not doing that right. So try to find a purpose. Try to use in a programmatic way or any way that you're actually using it. Then it will start making sense. Okay, and of course, all server or services are quite competitive these days. And how to stay motivated. You have to find your own reason, I will say, okay? Because motivation is kind of very uh, subjective. If you ask me, my motivation is different from work. While I'm working, my motivation to make more money so that I can give more things to my family, be it financially, be it whatever they want and all that. That's my financial requirement that I'm getting from doing achieving that via freelancing projects. Okay, and of course paying huge bills for all my properties and all the taxation and everything, right? Or installment if any. Now I have no installment, but it's okay. Uh, so that's one thing, and then if we say how what are the things, for example, what about the motivation behind creating content? It's that like when I was freelancer, not freelancer, I would say I was just junior engineer, I look up to these guys, man. They're doing free for this society. They're making content that helping myself and helping a lot of people. So that was my kind of a dream, and my so I wanted to be, that's my choice also, that I will become a content creator to get content, and whenever I get the chance I will share my content. Okay, so some people, I'm not saying that every people in the world will get benefited, but some set of people get benefited. That was my being. Somebody will get help, somebody will get benefited. For them I created content, so that is a motivation for me. Now for your purpose, it will be, could be money, could be something that you want to buy or achieve, could be something, for example, is content creation and maybe betterment for the society, whatever it is. You have to decide what is your motivation. It has to come from inside. People from the external can motivate and all that, but if it doesn't resonate with your own requirement, it will not make much sense. Okay, so try to find that from yourself. Okay. um Oh, okay. The question. Being a DevOps engineer, I also think of learning Node.js, but I'm confused whether should go into the coding or prompt engineering. I am somewhat being worried about DevOps jobs from the future perspective, which is why I want to try new things that I can be future-proof myself. Okay, prompt engineering is a word I think everybody was kind of intimidated to. I will say don't I mean, if you ask my personal honest answer, I will not ask you to jump into problem. Instead, you learn about Node.js much better. Then you develop a application backend APIs using Express or any other library. You develop website that will make more sense and give you more opportunities than the prompt engineering. I can write it down for you. Okay, don't go after trend, go after learning and the things that actually can be monetized. For example, programming skill, you can work for companies, get more money. Okay, prompt engineering, you might see at the beginning very intuitive, very uh, interesting trending, but I don't think that you'll get a lot of opportunities in it. Okay? Because a lot of competitive market and narrow market, I would say. Okay, so go for the learning of programming language, then you go for learning about say other DevOps thing that I talked about. That will make more sense and give you more opportunities. DevOps specifically, prompt engineering can give you more DevOps related job, or any even prompt engineering job also you see a lot of challenges. I'm telling you, you'll see in next few months, not years. Okay, so learn about the schools. I think everybody told the same tools. Even if you go DevOps.h, that's a site where you see all the tools that ask you to learn. Prompt engineering is not one of them, and prompt engineering is kind of another category itself. Okay, so you should be based on your goal. Select what you have to. भाई टाइम कैसे मैनेज करें? Any tips on focus on learning different things at a time? How to stay motivated? Like, okay, it's combined question, I think. Now he asked all. Okay, I mean, so you ask all the question combined. So I think, as I say, uh, time you have to think. I mean, it's based on your actual time because calm hai, so you have to work. After work, whatever time you get, give some time to family. Then maybe evening time, or maybe after uh, after dinner, or if you're doing dinner early, then uh, after dinner. If you're doing dinner late, then before dinner. Based on that time you have to select where you are free in the night. Then you have to focus on that time learning. On daily basis you're learning something, and the weekend you have to focus, because people will say that okay, you have to go out, you have to relax and all that. But you see, it's based on people to people. If you are earning so much money, you have that luxury of doing, or maybe you are not doing a lot of other things, just working and relaxing. That's it's a different matter for them. But if your goal is to learn, get more opportunities, maybe share some content with people to help them out, and then you have to work on the weekends. That I can say. Okay. And how to stay motivated? It has to come from inside. List out other things that you want and how you can achieve that, how can you focus your time on that, or learn and then get opportunities. And the opportunities, what you have to do, you have to list out your own things that will help you. How is or will be the DevOps market in coming months? I will say last few months was actually, I will not say too much down for the senior engineer, but for mid and junior engineers, it was like a lot of offers got lifted or recalled, or not even getting offers. But now market getting stabilized. There are a lot of opportunities because it's year ending and new ending starts. A lot of getting resigned, and they have the requirements coming up. So it's good. For now, it's good, I will say, at least for next till February, sorry, not February, March, April also good. Then a bit will be down because we have seen so many years of training. I can tell from experience that let's say if you're thinking of going for opportunity now is the best time. Okay. Uh, Hi Guru, I'm doing it. Hope you're doing good too. I saw your message. Sure, sure. If anything else, I will definitely add you. So no worries. It's going all well. Okay. It's that Arnab Jha saying that one experience in company where I worked with a CSV JSON expert person in Go. It's good. Building WebSocket related to apps, which is good. Can you suggest me some project I can build to showcase two good skills? Okay. Since you already work with the CSV JSON and parsing in Go and binding WebSockets, now do create one project. This may be the Raspberry Pi. I will say I will prefer Raspberry Pi. So you'll have a client application in Raspberry Pi, which will do certain stuff. Maybe create a file. Maybe like since if you have a sensors, send some data from the sensor, and then fetch that back and store in a DB. Then do that, and out of the data that you go over the time, develop a time series view of that, and then for example try to run multiple of the if in one say Raspberry Pi, it's normally one application to run, but you can actually make multiple small container based clients, and you can run on a container basis. Okay. Make sure based on the chief set that you have, you generate container for that, and then you run smaller client application and communicate with the client. Okay. It's kind of a bit complicated, but since you already have the WebSocket related idea, and how can you pass now while sending the data, it has to be normally a string data. Then you do parse on the client, or you get the data and you parse on the server. It has to be it should be a JSON or a custom data set you can do, but it will become complicated. Just the beginning go easy. Send and receive a JSON data and store in a DB. DB wise, what you can store for this kind of application, the data structure is actually it's better to have some kind of NoSQL, preferably maybe DynamoDB or MongoDB, I would say. And it's okay to have some kind of say, user data or user related, like if you're developing a login application for that, managing this client kind of stuff, then having a relational DB kind of MySQL or PostgreSQL. So try to expand as many services you can, like kind of a what do you call it, multi-level application you can develop. Okay, that will be good, I think. Okay. Okay, it's from Guru saying that how I kind of uh, spend my time. So tune instead of play with my cute daughter. Yes, I do that a lot, and it's calm me down sometimes when I don't want to walk too much. Just play with my daughter. Yes. Bhai, I'm fresher and did not get any calls. Okay, could you please give me a suggestion how to ask for a referral on LinkedIn? See, a referral LinkedIn will work after you have something to show people, or maybe if you have some achievement to show. Okay, or even like, if you want to get more calls, you have to have something, some credential and some things to show. How to develop this credential? Like, build a lot of as you're fresher, people will see that you are energetic. People want to see you are capable of doing things. People want to see you're doing a lot of things. Okay, because that's they want to bring the new energy in the company, right? They will see that you are an asset to them if they hire you. Okay, and not a liability. So if you develop good application, rather than not so, I'm saying you have some basic application and even programming languages, or say if your goal is for the DevOps field, then some CI/CD pipeline development using different cloud, or maybe GitHub, or say for GitLab. Then maybe some Kubernetes project, Kubernetes manifest file that you're developing, some Helm projects, or maybe using customize for the Kubernetes, maybe some Docker files. So these things they want to see. They want, as if you are. I mean, when I hire a junior, when they hire me as the hiring manager for technical hiring manager, I see that this guy have the skills. They can answer. I mean, they can explain me what they did. So you have to develop all these things. You should have the capability of explaining things on an interview. Then you'll slowly see more calls coming, more offers coming, and people also referring on LinkedIn, because people when they're referring, they want to see that you're capable of. So when you are asking for a referral, say them that, see, be formal, be good at with whoever you're requesting that. Say, I have developed this project. If you have any opportunities, please. Okay, because even if you ask 100 people, only one might refer you, and that is maybe all you need. So you have your credential, build your credential, show people that you're capable of, and you will see that you will starting to get offers and opportunities. Okay, it doesn't happen on one day over various a month or very many months, you will see that happening. So it takes time. Um, I think one good answer from the guru is that practice more, apply for more roles. Of course, you will eventually have it. Or this is more like a guru. Okay, he will wake up at 4:30 and study. Okay. Now it's from Aukura. I'm full stack developer. Students good. No Git, basic Linux command. Have the little experience on AWS GCP. How can I approach learning DevOps to complement my career? Which is what I mean. The skills we have good for Linux specifically. Basic commands. Now focus more on the shell scripting, which is very useful and will be useful your DevOps journey. Then learn about some cloud. I mean, you already have some cloud. Good. Basic is done. Now cloud solution also have their DevOps services. For example, AWS or Azure have the Azure DevOps. In AWS, you have code pipeline, code build, code deploy, master those things. Then go for the open source tooling where you have for Jenkins for the CI/CD. Then there is Ansible for the configuration management. Then try to learn the. I mean, this is very common. I mean, me or say any other content creator also, when we make a structure of say go, all these things are common. What do you say? Okay, I may be repeating all these things, but it is common framework. So if you have this common skill, say uh, say scripting, then any cloud probably you already have AWS GCP. Then there's Ansible, then there is Terraform, there's Jenkins, and you will have a opportunity. You'll see a lot of opportunities coming in your way. You have to apply, by the way, at the beginning, go a pressure, and you'll see this is a common framework. Then some specialty skills, maybe say Go programming language, Python. People actually prefer a programming language for DevOps field actually for automation and all. There you have to multiple programming languages will be good. At least start with Go, Python or Go, any that you prefer. Okay. Okay. Okay, it's from Sovik Dev. Have 5 year experience in PHP, Laravel, web development. If I switch to DevOps, can I get opportunity? Is this and is their previous experience justified? Yes. If you are from backend development or web development and moving to DevOps, your experience will be highly valued. The DevOps engineer, of course, you have to be very good at DevOps tooling and methodologies and the communication part, all that. Then it will justify. It will not like everything going into null and not benefit. No, if you have a development background, you will get benefit out of that. Okay. I think yeah, it's from the good verses. So if they don't switch, try to add again. So what you do, what you're already doing in the back application web development, that you just learn CI/CD things, apply to your projects first. You make good example first, and some develop ideas and logics at the beginning. Then you make a maybe full time switch later on. This will justify, and you'll get better packages. Okay. Trending tools. I think I just told you the tools. Those are only trending tools you can say. Okay. Then then the also server. Yes, server is also very important these days. Okay, I think people ask more about the Python and Go references, what they should go. I think that this is very it's a legitimate or it's a proper concern. Um, on that part, I will say, if you are want to learn something very easy, fast. I mean, I work on so many programming languages: JavaScript, Python, Go, Rust. Started with C and VB plus plus like any other engineers, right? So uh, I will say that I will say that if you're if you want get higher paid opportunities and you want to develop application and more performance oriented, Go is the best one when people are higher people are preferring Go. If you want to, your goal is to just getting started with application development and quickly develop application, learn something quickly, learn programming language quickly. I will say Python is right. Okay. Again, I'm developing the content Go course such a way that's easy to learn. It might take time for me to develop the courses, so it's okay. I'm doing that in such a way that you will learn from the very basics. Also, good question. That does Go have any framework like Laravel Django? I think I have, but I forgot the name by the way. Let me quickly check it. I'll give you the name. Okay, just one moment. Go framework. Okay, just a moment. I'll do the names. Okay, there are Gin, Geonic, uh, Bigo, and there is Eco, and there were like a lot of that there. You have to just Google about it. You'll see a lot of things are there. Fiverr, kind of inspired by ExpressJS. So a lot of are there. You just have to Google about it. You'll see a lot. Okay. If you ask me if I work on any of that, I work on a Buffalo. Okay, for a web application development, API development part. Long time back, I think 1 year back. Okay. Okay, then bro, can you some migration projects go? Actually, I do have one like kind of content ready itself for migration project, but I still yet to realize it, man. I'm still busy with this Go course, DevOps course content I have recorded for the paid batch. I supposed to edit it and release it. I don't even have time for that, believe it or not. Okay, but I want to do. I'll be slow, but I'll do it. Okay. Whenever I get chance, I will definitely do it. Okay. It's from Tanzim. Okay. How it Shisha for DevOps? No, Shisha is not that preferred, to be honest, for DevOps. Or maybe when I work for so many companies, I go interview. I mean, I given not these days, but from last year, I think given a lot of interviews. That time, nobody, no company actually. Um, uh, my experience, I'm saying that they're asking for Shisha for DevOps. If you have the experience is good enough, but if you want to get opportunity in the DevOps field as a uh, in for opportunities wise, I will say there, go for two things. If it's a company that working very closely with Kubernetes, Docker, or this CNCF kind of open cloud native system, Go is preferred. If they're already developing application in Python and doing automation, they have the requirement for automation scripting, then they're going with the Python. So Python or Go kind of is the norm in getting opportunity in DevOps space. That you have to remember. Okay. Okay. So I see a lot of question answered, by the way. Now I'll be there for around 9 minutes more. It's already, I mean, see, while I'm talking with you guys, getting answer question, it's the time passed so fast. So 1 hour and 20-minute part, I'm not even kind of that much, realize that I'm already passed. Now I see the timestamp and okay, 1 hour 21 minutes passed. So it's okay, still okay. Let me know if I wrote my question on Ishar Khan. Like just write it down, Ishar. It's already too many questions. I had to find out your question will be tough. Let me see if I can, but just write it down. I will definitely answer because not many people asking question. I think you asked the question. No, not yet. You should just ask the question. Okay, I will definitely answer your question. Let me see in between if I can find you. It has to be there. No, I'm not able to find it, man. You have to ask again, unfortunately. Okay, it's Sun Thousand Tanzin saying that how is DigitalOcean for startup sales? Any might see, yeah, I mean, expensive or not, it also depends on how you are, what are your requirements, and what are the service that you're going to run in AWS. For example, small business or small application, if you develop in the serverless based, okay, because eventually when the traffic comes, you're generating one event, the lambda serving the whatever processing is to be done and it's done. That's way. And maybe the database also could be serverless these days, be it for NoSQL, for example, DynamoDB, and for SQL, there is PostgreSQL for using Aurora, right? So there are options. Now, if you want to save money, of course, there is in a serverless way also in there is Fargate, right? Even EKS Fargate is there if you are going to run that Kubernetes web solution or say any image that you want to run. It's just not the requirement. But if it's a very high traffic application, lot of traffic coming, lot of traffic to serve, then you have to go for the EC2 based solution where the server will be always running. That might be costly. Now, the hidden part in all and everything is the data. How much data you are outputting or transferring or getting from the internet. That is the going to put into internet or sharing, downloading. That's the output data. There is the cost. The data cost is a hidden cost, but the most annoying cost you will see. Okay. I think yeah, Aisha Khan, I think you asked good question. How much cloud or how many certs is enough for data cloud engineer? I will say in in any cloud. I mean, just if you want to get a good job, if you're very highly experienced, I will say a pro level cert, for example DevOps pro cert, or say solution architect professional should be good enough. That's one is enough, okay. And if you are say mid level or junior engineer, then solution architect solution associate certification is good enough, okay. That is what from my personal perspective. So one is enough, to be honest. For DevOps engineer, DevOps, if you're solution architect, then solution architect professional. Now, if your company is actually offering you all the certificate expenses, then why not you get all, and maybe you can have a golden jacket. Okay. Then let's see. Do DevOps role require DSA? Some, I will say, big companies have a very hard requirement. You have to have it. Small to medium companies don't have such hard requirement of knowing and very experienced on DSA. No, it's good to have it, but not a must have for small to medium companies. Okay. Okay, I think I have answered all the question. Wow, and it's good. Now, if you have any question, of course, you can go ahead and ask me on my LinkedIn. Now, there's too much question on LinkedIn, hard to answer, but I will answer as much as I can. Content-wise, whenever get a chance, because I'm not a content surviving on my content, right? I'm a kind of working on freelancing projects, which is my source of money. Then when I'm getting chance, I'm making content. So it's kind of a passion, or say it's a be that choice. I don't like. Okay, I'm making content that might be useful for some people to learn things. Maybe they will benefit in their career. That's why I made it. Okay, not for making so much money. Okay, so be patient, I'll be doing it, but it may take time, okay. And because see, normal people for some are like doing job or doing it and then on site, because they're working on only one project, and then whatever time they have, of course they're giving to family, but they have more time than me. I'm working on multiple projects, so expect a delay, and that's a very normal thing for a freelancer to have. It's not like freelancer by free, no, not that. Freelancer have some experience, freelancer have will more work than a normal full-time guy. So respect that. Okay. I will not say soon, but next year, probably on June or July, will come. Okay, not again guarantee, but I will definitely come in London, and do have a plan to tour Europe. Okay, which okay, this question OpenShift is better, of course, Kubernetes, man. OpenShift have a certain requirement, but I think the guru's given very good answer. So OpenShift is very expensive only to big companies. Big companies only have the requirement for OpenShift, but small, medium, even big companies have the requirement for Kubernetes. So Kubernetes will be most preferred way. Okay. Okay. Last question, and final thing we'll take from Ishar. They're saying Ishrar. Okay. I think I'm spelling it right now. Can a fresher with no experience can become cloud engineer? I think yes. There are a lot of engineers who are fresher and come into say cloud DevOps field, and I think you see a lot of success stories. Of course, all the success story after a mountain of failure, but there are success stories. People are getting opportunities who are fresher in the cloud engineering or DevOps. If you have the right skills, if you have the kind of used to a failure of giving interviews, and then you see some, like after maybe, as I said, from the beginning of 20-30 interviews, you will see some success in different interview, because you know what kind of question gets common. The you know the behavior of common behavior of recruiters, because most of these recruiter, what they do, they use ChatGPT these days or other sources of, because they don't know any DevOps. They don't have any DevOps knowledge, man. So they either reach out to people like us or just go Google search about it, and then they um, kind of just ask them. So the question get common, and of course you get used to talking with these recruiters. Then you see the success. Otherwise, at the beginning you'll be nervous. Even I too. If I don't face 5-10 interviews, I'll not get used to it at the beginning. Even though I'm a recruiter, that's the other part. But when I'm giving interviews to different interviews at the beginning, I think 8-9 interviews I was a bit shaky. But on the 10th interview, I will see magic happening. They will be overpowered by me. So that's the thing. Uh, so yes, Sandeep Das, Ranju Kavil, Banagam. So that's also my mantra. Okay. Okay, I think yes, that is already 1 hour, 30 hour session, and time passed like this. So again, thank you everyone for staying this long and asking very good questions. If you're new to my channel, subscribe it. If you're new to my LinkedIn feed, follow it. I do make content whenever I get chance on Kubernetes, cloud, uh, programming a lot these days because I'm working in programming, of course. A lot of things. So maybe sometime about life, some journey and all that. So yeah, feel free to follow me or subscribe my channel if you want. Okay, by the way, this session was actually more towards the DevOps and cloud. I'm sorry, DevOps cloud and Go programming the that are running. So just go to if you're going to learn Go, go to my YouTube channel. The first videos are actually related to the Go, so you can learn it. And I think the next video coming probably on. I mean, I'm very much sure it's tomorrow. If nothing, I get sort of busy or something. That's another fake. But most probably tomorrow evening, I'm going to release the next Go course. Okay. Then yeah, that's it. See you soon in my next session. Bye bye.